I was going to do a tutorial in writing and discovered that it's a little more complicated than I thought it would be in simple words. So for those of you who are used to visual aids, I'm going to show you how this is done. Of course, I am at familysearch.org. I have an account and I'm going to sign in here using my username and password. I've got a password keeper. Autofill that. Check that box. Keep me signed in for 2 weeks and sign in. That's going to get me in here. Alright, we are not going to search records. We are going to search the catalog. And you've got different options up here on the menu. Just click search, then go down and click catalog. This is where it gets to be a lot of fun. And with that, I'm going to put my instructions up here. We've gone to familysearch.org and signed in. Of course, these sign-ins accounts are free. We've selected catalog on the search menu. Now we're going to click on subjects. Now what we're going to do under place is type United States, comma, Virginia. I use the tab key to jump down here, and we're going to type in 1860 census. And if you notice, I didn't capitalize any of the words. It automatically does that for me. Click that online button because you don't want to look at anything if it's not online. Then click the search box. And here you have 4 options. Now, the 1850, 1870, and 1880 are already available on Ancestry.com if you have an account with Ancestry and want to search that way. But 1860 is not available. I should say for West Virginia counties that were still Virginia in 1860 is not available standalone, and it's not searchable. Family Search, the Latter-day Saints database, and Ancestry do not have an agreement to search these censuses. Therefore, you have to come to Family Search and look it up yourself. Click 1860, and of course you can see the 1860 federal population census. You don't want the non-population schedule, at least not yet. Let's click this one. Click the link, and it takes you to this page. It doesn't look very exciting until you scroll down. Now you'll notice over here on the left that the Virginia counties are all in alphabetical order. Alright, it's going to take you a little bit to find the county you want to search, but there's Barber in with this mess. Bedford, let's see, there's Berkeley County, here's Boone and Braxton, Brooke County, that's a West Virginia county. There's Cabell, there is Calhoun and Clay counties. Anyway, you get the gist. Now there's Fayette County, West Virginia, but you'll notice that all these counties are all contained within the same film, the same microfilm at Family Search, and that's where it really makes this a pain. You can't just type in a name and hope to find what you're looking for. You can, but sometimes the computer that scans these images and does the AI thing, it doesn't always read the names correctly, and so it's hit or miss. So I like to look at these with my own two eyes. Anyway, the example that I used is for Mason. Let's scroll down a little bit further till I find Mason County. There it says Marion and Mason. Alright, what that means is both Marion and Mason counties are contained within the same roll of film. We're going to look at that, and we're going to click on the camera icon. Click that, and that gives me 560 images to look at. But luckily for you, if you're looking for Mason County only, I've already searched through this so that I could find where Mason County begins. And what I'm going to do up here next to image is type in the number 333. That's going to take me to image 333. All I have to do is hit the enter key on my keyboard, and you see where it's highlighted, that little yellow square box. Double click that. That's image 333 of 560. Double click, and you are in. Now, as you can see, it's giving you its own listing down here, which is sometimes handy, sometimes not. But if you want to look at this larger, here is a button that lets you zoom in. Then you just grab that image and scroll up or down, either way you want to. Now, to go to the next page, click that arrow next, and you can go through the remainder of the images for Mason County. And that's how it's done. If you want one of these images, click download. One of the apps that I have on my Google is the Cite This For Me app that lets me know exactly where this image is located, where I found it, so that I can come back and find it again. I can copy that, put it in my notes because I'm going to be citing that. Then I shall put image 334 of 560 so that I can go back to that image immediately and find it. And that pretty much sums it up. That's all it takes. Now, I recommend that you start your morning with this search and a good cup of coffee and lots of peace and quiet, because it's going to take you a little bit to go through, this remaining 100 images or so till you find what you're looking for, or not. It doesn't always work out that way, but as you can see, these people wrote in their own hand, making it a bit of a challenge to understand all of the words and names on the census. And there will be areas where they're so grayed out or washed out, faded, they'll really be difficult to read. One last thing I do want to point out is when they give you ages and you've got an estimate of birth, sometimes you can come up here and go, like the infants, they'll be 2 months old. and they'll put a 4/12 or a 2/12, showing you that that infant is 2 months old or 4 months old. Well, if this particular schedule was enumerated on the 17th day of July, 1860, and that baby is 2 months old, you can calculate the approximate date of birth from that date right there on the census to figure out how old or when exactly that child was born. And that's all we have for now. I hope that helps.